Hello everybody, Major Colton here with another build tutorial, and today I'm going to be doing something a little unique. And it'll be the second installment in my recent and current line of a few weapon arm quads. Pretty much this one is going to be a close range assault quad with that utilizes the heat cannon weapon arms and has the speed and armor suitable to be worked around using them. Let's get to the frame initially. First off, the ones you want to use are the WAV PO8s. And personally, I like to use them fully spec'd for accuracy because they add the added muzzle velocity. Because, well, I don't have a full power spec because I don't like using them. And this is one I picked up like on a sortie. Obviously I wouldn't put just two in it. But you can see just with those, without any inaccuracy, you get like 296 either way. But if you have them all three into it, you have the 414 damage, like muzzle velocity, and its damage is 3091, which is basically they make their muzzle similar to Strakoza's. They're actually better than Strakoza's, and they have 300 more damage or so than them. So they're way better than. They're basically the super battle rifles, pretty much. And for the legs, I chose the L20 Foals because for to work around these arms and the right parts you have to use, these give you the best balance of armor and speed. Some people might say use the dodgy Shingen or one of the others, but you really don't gain anything doing that, and you lose more than you gain, pretty much, because you lose speed and a few other things that really you don't want to lose. As for the core, I use the CA215 on this simply because you need speed, energy. Wait, no, I didn't really use these for speed. Simply because using these, you don't really gain any buffs. And really all for what this build is trying to do. This core is it's really better what you want to use. As for the head on this, I use the HO7 Starlight. And that's simply because pretty much it has the best. It just helps you stack KE and CE in the right amounts. Like initially when I was first building it, I tried using the jack. And while the CE was great, the KE was a little lacking. Slap this on, you get a little bit more KE. Not much to matter. But you also gain a little bit of TE defense. And but the main reason I chose it, because they have similar armors, if not better or worse, but this has this has a massive amount of hacking speed and hacking range, so if push came to shove, that's an added benefit. Other than that, they're both almost nearly the same, other than that these have those added benefit. And that's the frame itself. As for the frontal guns, I chose the AM Bra 125, fully spec'd for power, and the AUB A17, also fully spec'd for power, because basically what you do when you're using both of these, if you've ran out of, you only want to use your frontal weapons after you run out of the heat cannon shots, because these heat cannon arms can deal out a massive amount of damage. You'll kill one or two people hopefully before you run out of ammo if you're accurate with them. And afterwards, these are really good for piling on the damage because this is one of the better battle rifles in the game, simply because it has a massive amount of muzzle for a battle rifle in this game, and it has a really good CE attack power, so that would be good against heavies, lights, and mediums pretty much. Some light tanks as well would not have enough CE defense to block that out either. As for the Tanzi, you want to use it because it has a massive amount of KE damage. Some tanks don't buff it out. A lot of quads don't buff it out. A lot of heavies don't buff it out. And ones that do buff it out don't buff out the battle rifle. And same thing goes with mediums and lightweights. Really, this is just an all-around really good rifle, simply because it's kind of like a semi-automatic sniper rifle that you don't really have to get far away to use. As for the FCS in this, I chose the FA 215s since we're going to be primarily close range and we're not really using any missiles. And with this 170 lock-on computation for my guns, that will work really well with my frontal guns, simply because they have fairly large base lock-on times. As for the generator, the GED G23 comboed with the Tokunatsu Model 1 booster, and that's because with that combo you'll have a great energy recovery, 5,783, and you'll maintain a high boosting speed of 277, which will allow you to get up on a lot of targets, because you're not really that slow, but you're not incredibly fast, but you aren't slow either. As for the recon unit, I chose the Asatori Model 1s, simply because, like I said in a few other of my videos, they allow you to see far off and plan accordingly, and see what the enemy might be doing before they see you, because a lot of people use the sticky types, and they just kind of like randomly throw them around, and this will allow you to have the pretty large radius around you. Just, you know, you can see them a long time before they see you most of the time, and that really helps and really goes a long way. And really, when you're using this build, you just kind of want to, right off, depending on what their CE armor is, you kind of just want to whip out these heat cannons and just run up on them and just evade their shots while throwing these bad boys back at them. And all around, just do what you do, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know, when they start getting hit with these, they're going to panic, because they're going to start taking a lot of damage, and that's when you don't give them any relent, just keep pushing in, just keep on them, and just keep pounding away with these pretty much. But if you see that they got like pulse guns or something like that, maybe backpedal a little bit, or laser rifle, Kurosawa, same thing. Don't stay there and get destroyed if you're taking more damage than you're giving. And just because you have these weapon arms does not mean that you can take on a whole team by yourself, obviously. Like, obviously, you still need to play smart. They're basically, the way that I have them set up on here, are just really overpowered battle rifles, pretty much. But if you guys like the build, comment, like, subscribe, tell me what you think about it, and if you used it, what you thought about how it played out in combat. And all in all, I'll see you guys in the next video.